I'm Courtney.
And I'm Samantha.
And this is Two Damsels, One Dungeon Master. On this week's show, we're going to look back at some of our favorite moments from the spring 2013 season. I almost forgot what year it was. When you live in a toll, you know, it's a different world. Who keeps track of years? So what were some of your favorite moments from the spring season?
Well, there were a lot of favorite moments in pretty much the entire episode on the boat. And probably Toto made that episode for me in the scene where they were trying to keep the star in view and the star was crazy and it wouldn't stay put and Toto started chasing it and it's hilarious.
I always thought it was cats that chased lights. Dogs do that too?
Oh yeah, no, dogs do it too. My puppy's been doing it. Yeah.
I've learned something.
What about you?
My favorite scenes probably came from the House of Thousand Doors episode. There was a scene that we kind of decided upon what happened in rehearsal, and it was the musical chairs thing where they all went to dinner. And originally, it was supposed to be Champa Champa as the table. That was going to surprise them, but it wasn't working. So Mike, our director, decided to turn it into musical chairs, and it was just hilarious. And it was so simple, and sometimes just the basic games work really well. Also, there were pies in the face. Mike Axelson got pied in the face. He was not expecting that. And it was just a delightfully shocking moment for everyone.
Another one of my favorite episodes was Insanely Fun Face Paint Day, where I was originally supposed to be in this insane bird mask that nobody in the cast could keep on their face for more than 30 seconds, and my character was on stage the entire time. So we decided to go full face paint, and Xander did an amazing job. He made me a bird.
You're a chicken.
Chicken, thank you. That's a bird.
It is. I'm just being more specific.
Can't fly, but it's a bird. Can they fly?
Barely.
Yeah. But then Xander was playing a tiger lawyer, and his makeup was just insanely epic. I still have one of his photos favorited on my computer of just his amazing tiger makeup. It was so epic that we didn't even come out for the pre-show or anything. We just hid in the back.
Right, so you didn't want the audience to see.
Yeah, so that was really cool.
One of my favorite moments was also from that same episode, where I got to play a puka, and the audience comes on stage, and we're playing patty cake with this fairy that we've captured, and we're like, hey, you want to play puka patty cake? And not like they had choice. But it turns out that it was Twister, and we handcrafted a Twister mat and our own spinner, and it had really strange colors on it too, but one of them was a rainbow. So when we hit rainbow, we all ran off and hid under the spinner, and they threw Skittles all over the stage. It rained Skittles.
I remember that now because I was on stage the entire time, and I got pelted with Skittles, and they were ricocheting off my glasses, and everybody else got to leave, and I'm like, no, I'm not really in this scene. I'm observing.
Right on the nose, and it was kind of painful, but we didn't realize in doing that how messy it was going to be to clean up.
Oh
because
my
you
gosh.
couldn't not step on Skittles. So for weeks we've been cleaning Skittles off stage, but it was totally worth it for that scene.
It was cool.
So now that we've looked back on our favorite stuff from spring of 2013, we have a lot to look forward to because Dungeon Master is officially 30 years old this year. How awesome is that?
Dungeon Master is older than I am.
Cool.
Just by a little.
Anyway, tell us a little bit about the history of Dungeon Master, Samantha.
The Dungeon Master actually has a really great, rich history. As we just said, it has been around for 30 years. Back in 1983, a man called Bruce Young started Dungeon Master at the Organic Theater Company in Chicago, where it ran for many years, and I think something well over 200 shows. Then, of course, it moved to Los Angeles in 2001, where it opened at the Magicopolis Theater in Santa Monica. Since then, we have been at a couple other theaters, including the Right Act, and, of course, our new home at the Vortex in downtown LA.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to a very special episode of Dungeon Master that's happening this Sunday, June 30th. It is our 30th anniversary episode. It's going to be a classic Dungeon Master, and Bruce Young is actually going to be back with us directing the show, so we're hoping to take some time to interview him and some former cast members, and hopefully in our next episode of Two Damsels, One Dungeon Master, we will talk to all of them, and you can hear a lot more about the history of DM and some of their favorite moments. Well, that's it for this episode of Two Damsels, One Dungeon Master, and we'll see you next time. Samantha's turned into a cat. Say hi, Sam.